Hey guys, Mike here with Mike's Beginner Guitar. Nice to see you. Hope you're still enjoying your guitar lessons and hope you're still getting on well. I'd just like to look today at the left hand. Our left hand that does all the work up here on the neck, all the chords and stuff. Just have a look at sort of the flexibility of it and how we use it, and a few different exercises we can use to get our hand moving about a little bit easier and a little freer. Cool, let's get into it. So the first point I'd like to cover is about playing singular notes. I may have taught you a couple of tunes in our lessons, maybe Jingle Bells or something like that, or Smoke on the Water. Okay, so when we're playing those singular notes, we need to make sure they're nice and clear. It's no good if we're playing a note and it sounds like that all the time. If it's a dead note, no one enjoys it. It just sounds the same all the way up. And it sounds rubbish. So we need to make sure we have some nice pressure on the strings when we put our finger on there. A good lot of pressure so we can hear that they're really ringing out. And also it's important where you're actually placing your finger in the fret. So if we take the 5th fret here, for example, it's about 1 inch wide. Okay, so we've got a good amount of space to put our finger anywhere we want on this string in this fret. But what I'd like you to do is start trying to put your fingers as close to this side of the fret as we can. So we've obviously got this space to put our finger in here, and I'd like you to start trying to concentrate on putting your fingers, sort of butting them up right to this metal fret here. So butting them up right on this side, because that's where we'll get the best sound. If you start putting your fingers back here, okay, it's especially on an acoustic guitar, there will be quite a lot of pressure on your finger to push that string down. So you'll end up getting buzzy notes like this. Okay, so we need to either get that finger right in the middle or butt it right up close to this fret here. But don't go too far, okay? If we go on the fret, again you'll end up killing the note. Okay, so we need to butt our finger right up to the fret. Okay, the second point I'd like to cover is about learning chords. When we learn a chord for the first time, it's obviously very foreign to our hands to be doing this. Okay, so it takes a little while for your hand to get used to it, using sort of muscle memory and all that. All the little ligaments in your fingers need to remember this shape, and it takes a while for your hand to remember it. A good way to speed that process up is through good practice. Okay. And I'll show you a little demonstration of good practice here when we're learning a chord. Let's take the D chord, for example. Okay, so we've got our index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string, and a ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. So we're playing that D chord there. So just imagine this is the first time we've played it, never seen it before. Okay. If we're holding our hand on here and just strumming away, that's great because we know the position, but as soon as we take our fingers off, oh no, we've forgotten that position. Where was it again? I can't remember. It takes ages to get back to it. Okay. So what I'd like you to start doing when you learn a new chord is find the position of the new chord, like this, strum it, then take your fingers off and try to keep them in the same order, okay? So the same sort of pattern, so you can put them straight back on again. So it's like a stamp, it's like you've just made a stamp. So we've stamped the chord on, we play it, and then we take it off again. and then we can put it on again, so like this. So that means your fingers get used to moving onto the chord, okay, and that's going to be really important later on when we've learned, you know, 3 or 4 chords, because that will really help us move between the chords. Okay, so just these little exercises are great. Okay, so another technique I may have shown you while we've been on the lesson is when we make a chord, so we'll take the E major here, a nice simple one that I should have taught you by now. We can strum it, and we can take our fingers off and put them back on to sort of create different sounds. Okay, so sometimes this will be quite a struggle as well if this is a new chord. If this is a new chord, so I've obviously got 3 fingers here, and they're all there on the same time, pressing nice and hard, and suddenly our brain tells us just to take 1 finger off, and that's going to be really hard. Okay, I see a lot of beginners, I'll ask them to take 1 finger off and they go, oh okay Mike, oh whoops, I've taken 2 fingers off. So that's really hard to tell your fingers just to take 1 off at a time, and also to tell which finger to move at which time. Okay, so at the moment I want my ring finger to come off, okay, and I can quite easily take my ring finger off. Okay, some people can't do this. They want to take their ring finger off, their index finger will pop off, and they're like, oh, why is this happening? It's just through practice, guys. It happened to me when I started playing. So you just need to have a little practice of it. Sort of make a chord shape. Think to yourself, oh, I'm going to take this finger off. I'll take my index finger off this time. Oh, actually my middle finger's come off. Let's try that again. There we go. My index finger is coming off. Okay. And the point of this exercise is to get all our fingers moving separately, okay, because there's not many activities in everyday life that we get to use each individual finger, okay. When we're playing the guitar or some other musical instruments, we often have to use our fingers very separately, okay, so each one is their own. So this is a really good exercise for getting to do that, okay. So make any chord, and just try and take fingers off while you're strumming. Sometimes it sounds nice as well. Okay, so give that one a go. One other one, we all used to do this trick in school. Whoa, I think it's off at E.T. or something, maybe, I don't know. But that's a really good one. If you can't do that, practice that, okay, and then you can move other fingers off. Okay, it will take you a while to do that, but again, that's just developing the muscles in our hands and the flexibility there as well. Okay, good stuff, guys.